Hello Internet, this is The Solemn Dream. Before I begin this video, I would like to say that I do not make a lot of videos, so I apologize if this isn't the most professional thing. I might stammer or stutter a little bit, but that's okay. Treat this, it's going to be a little bit slow, so treat it like you're watching Twitch. I would like to introduce you to the work I've been doing for the last year and 4 months, and that is a complete and accurate Peach's Castle in Super Mario 64 in Minecraft. Inside and out, every room. It works in vanilla. I created it in vanilla Minecraft, so you can just plop this into your own world, or you can download one of the worlds I'm providing in the download links. This is a community available project, so you can download this below wherever you find this video, unless somebody uploaded it that wasn't me. I'm going to show off the castle, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison tour, where you will be able to see both Mario 64 and compare it to the game, so you can see how accurate it is. There will be spoilers in the tour, so if you do not want to see what's going to happen, just skip, just don't watch the tour and download from the download links. Alright, let's begin. Peach's Castle World, play selected world, and start Mario 64. Alright, I do tend to ramble a touch, so I apologize for that. I will try to give as much information as I can remember to give while I am doing this video, but I am doubtless going to forget some stuff, or I'm going to ramble a little bit, or I'm going to notice a flaw, whatever. So this is generally the spawn point. There are bats here. I want to create a command block that will remove mobs within a radius of the castle, but I have not gotten around to that yet. Nobody else who has made a castle like this has made it nearly this accurate. The outside of my castle is a lot bigger than the inside compared to the game, because the castle in Super Mario 64 is physically impossible. It is just impossible to fit all those rooms or in that order inside the little castle that you see on the outside when you were playing Mario 64. So I'm letting these chunks load a little bit. Let me check my settings. I should have done this before I started. They look good. Done. Back the game. My cat is behind me. She might be making some noise. It sounds like she's playing with a plastic bag. Anyway. So, I'm not going to talk as much about the outside as I'm going to talk about the inside. The outside took me the longest. Filling in all these mountains was an enormous amount of work, and it's why it took me a year and 4 months to do this work. When I'm done with this video, I am going to try to start working on a complete and accurate and playable world of Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy Color, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So, I'm not very good at terraforming, so this looks very polygonal, but it will look that way on the inside anyway, because this is based on Super Mario 64 from the Nintendo 64. It's not based on the DS versions or any other versions. I only took inspiration from the N64 copy. So, as you can see here, we have the castle. It's very, very accurate. I textured everything that I could in order to make everything look less bland. Everything from the sand down here and the bricks to the castle walls and the castle roof. I tried my best to make a very accurate Peach. Honestly, to me it looks more like a classic Zelda, but I don't think there's anything I can do to make it better. There are going to be flaws here and there, but we will not focus on the negatives, and we will try to focus on the positives. So there is glowstone here. Well, it's not technically glowstone, and also I'm not supposed to have night vision at the moment, so let me fix that. There is sea lanterns here, because if there wasn't, there would be a big black blotch inside all of this door interior part. So here we go. I'm going to try to give as many angles as I can to compare the castle with the game. So let's do. Let's say I'm going to look over here in this angle. I do not make a lot of videos online. I do not finish nearly enough things that I start, but I did finish this, and I am very happy to provide it for everyone else to enjoy. So we're going to give a few different cool angles to compare, because I did not just wing this castle. I followed the game closely. The earlier parts, like the Grand Hall, which is where I started, are going to be a little less accurate than the later parts of the inside of the castle, because I just got better at what I do. So let's go into room number 1, Balon's Battlefield. There we go. There are some cool features about this castle that I will be covering soon. And then we have over here, level 2, Whomp's Fortress. I did not grow up with this game. I did experience this game as a kid a bit, and I heavily respected it. But I did not grow up with this game. When I was a kid, it scared the crap out of me. That's a fun fact. There are a lot of scary things in this game. Different people are scared at different things. For some people, it's the haunted house and the piano and stuff. For some people, it's the lava rooms or the Bowser painting that changes from Peach, or you know, there's a lot of things. For me, it's mostly lava and volcanoes and the Peach to Bowser painting that changes, and the loneliness about it. There's just a lot of things that are kind of scary. I'm also afraid of basements, or I have been when I was a kid. I'm still kind of afraid of basements. So, I also am afraid of poison levels. I'm afraid of drowning in video games, and I hate spiders. So, or at least not all spiders, but just the ones that could be dangerous. So that was Whomp's Fortress. So, I did not grow up with this game, but I heavily respect it, and this, to me, is kind of the definitive Peach's Castle. It's not good for living in, but it is the most detailed, most ambitious Peach's Castle that I know of, and has the most inside it, and if I were going to create a Peach's Castle, it's definitely this one. It's very iconic, and I just, you know, I could have made anything I wanted, and this is the first huge project that I decided I wanted to make. So... But Zelda, I'm a bigger Zelda fan than Mario fan, though I'm a big of both. Actually, I take that back. I'm about equal. But I want to make the Link's Awakening world. And that's going to be really, really tough, because even though Link's Awakening is a sprite-based world and I don't have to work with polygons, which by the way is my weakness, the perspective in Link's Awakening is still impossible. You're basically playing a giant optical illusion. So I'm not totally sure whether I'll be able to finish it. I'm not totally sure whether I'll be able to make complete sense of the perspective, but I've been trying a few things and looking for something I can do with consistency. I wanted to put squids in here, but when I was doing it in 1.8, the squids would despawn if you left the chunks. I think they might still do that, but I'm not totally sure. I could put guardians, but I honestly don't know enough about that stuff, but that's something that could be tweaked in the future. Another thing I kind of wanted to do was I wanted to put stationary villagers in place where the toads are, and that would be cool. I don't know if I can make them stationary, but I might be able to with command blocks. So that is the 4 rooms here, and then here's the Princess's Secret Slide room right here, which is always going to look a little off to me, but when I actually compare measurements, the measurements are accurate, it's just, it feels off. So sometimes that's a thing. It feels like this room is not supposed to be this shape, but this is about what it's supposed to be. Every sign is here, by the way, every bit of trim, every pillar, and if you look outside the stained glass window, by the way, you can see some of the insides of the castle, and we will be looking at those later. So... now let's go into the first Bowser room. The room that scares the crap out of me, because the shape-shifting Peach to Bowser face. Peach's face in this game I already think looks terrifying, and then Bowser also looks terrifying, and then seeing Peach's face warp into Bowser is terrifying, so lots of scary. It took me long jumps to figure out how to measure how long a lot of these hallways were, including this one. If you come closer here and it turns into Bowser's face, you'll see that you can actually see the little line in the game where it turns into the trapdoor. And I actually have those. I have the trapdoor markings here. By the way, if you want to mod this so that it actually turns into a trapdoor or teleports you somewhere or whatever, I am completely encouraging editing and improving of this castle to add functionality if you want. There is some functionality. If you notice, and I forgot to mention it, once you entered the castle, you got a jump boost, a speed boost, and infinite night vision. And that is done in vanilla, not through modifications, which I prefer because I don't like modifications of games. I think they're messy most of the time. They're very difficult for people to actually implement without breaking something, and they don't get enough testing. And honestly, a lot of the modifications people try to do end up changing things that the people don't want, so you end up having half the modification you want, but not everything, etc. So now we're in the basement hall. And we will go over here into the basement hall, and I will try to leave the booze alone while still giving an idea of what it's like, or the comparison. So, as you notice, we're in a dome, and the reason we're in a dome is because above here is the final Bowser room. Actually, I think the second floor is right above here, above the wall. I might be a little bit wrong about that, but the truth is, the castle is physically impossible in the game. So you do what you can when you're recreating it in Minecraft or wherever. So I did my best. I think this looked really nice. So I'm not going to compare it because I don't want to deal with the booze right now, but you can compare it on your own time. So the trees in the garden are a little different because I wanted to make them look a little bit more like they belong in Minecraft. But it just ended up happening that they weren't going to be connected to the outside, so that wouldn't have mattered. They're going to be the garden's going to be in a dome instead. So anyway, it was not easy for me to measure this how far the stairs are supposed to go down and away. I also wasn't able to put the pillars here because, well, it would push into the stairs and make it a little claustrophobic, and that's not really what the game is doing, so I didn't do that. There's a lot of little things, little choices I made. When you're doing this, you have to figure out where you want to make compromises and what the smartest compromise to make was. For example, one of the compromises I made was this little stairs right here is actually 1 block wider than it is in the game when you're counting the railings. But I didn't want to push it in more because that would make this only 2 blocks wide to go down the stairs, and that'd be a little claustrophobic. And if you have to make a compromise, always go against making things crunch together and giving people less moving room. So that was the rule that I went by for a lot of these decisions. So here we go. I'm very proud of this, by the way. And then here we have Dire Docs. Sorry about all my ums. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. We have... Alright, now, a lot of people might ask me why I didn't put an end portal there, and people have asked me that before, but, and the reason being is I don't want to add something super gameplay changing like an end portal right there, because this is supposed to be vanilla and survival, and I don't want to make things too easy for people, more easy than they already are. But if you want to modify it so it's an end portal, so it looks more like it does in the game, go ahead and do that. And, wow, some squid decided they wanted to spawn in here, but that didn't work out well for them. But I had to measure this through long jumps, so that was difficult. But I really like this room. I mean, it's a really simple room, but I really like it anymore. So, and then we go into the half circle here into the basement labyrinth. Now the thing about this basement labyrinth is it is physically impossible for it to be here, so when I made it in Minecraft I added an extra hallway on this door. This door right here is supposed to be the same door as that door right there. It's supposed to be the same door, but that is not physically possible. The room you are in is unofficial. It links the 2 official rooms. since the castle in the game is physically impossible. So, and then I got a credits room, and I'm not going to show that off, but you guys can read it when you download the world. So now we go through here, and now we have MIPS, and one of the bugs that I have not been able to fix because I'm not an expert at command blocks, I have other people doing that for me, is that in this castle, whenever you load the world, apparently it generates another MIPS, even if there's already a MIPS. So anyway, we're going to kill one of the MIPS here, and there will be one more MIPS. And MIPS is the rabbit that you catch in Super Mario 64. When you go into the basement, he will give you a star. There's more than one MIPS. Alright, so my friend was right about him finding 3 MIPS when he came down here at one point. Alright, that's a thing. So, the thing about MIPS, though, is in the Minecraft castle, if you kill MIPS, he's a yellow rabbit with the name MIPS, and he has a few effects on him, or he should anyway. If you kill him, you will get another MIPS that will respawn right here. So you can keep killing MIPS for experience and stuff, but more importantly, MIPS will always be there when you come down to visit him. So, by the way, there's not a whole lot of things in Mario 64 I find ugly, but I always found MIPS' design really ugly. Anyway, so, speaking of things that I find bad, like I said, I'm afraid of basements, and I was afraid of basements when I was a kid. I'm also afraid of lava and volcanoes. And that face is scary. So this whole place, the basement, with the Lethal Lava Land painting, scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. So, that was a lot for me. But anyway, we could go over there and we can compare camera angles, and they're pretty much the same. But I think that about this time you believe me that this is accurate. So, now for the Hazy Maze Cave Room, which is right behind Mario here. Get up there. Alright. So this is the Hazy Maze Cave Room. I did my best to make accurate and not too extremely repetitive looking pipe texture, so it look a little natural. So yeah, and I'm proud of this room. So I think it captures the room nicely. Alright, so, and then we're going to go back here to the moat tunnel. And the moat tunnel is, in Minecraft, filled in, like you didn't pound the ground pound the pillars. So, even though, as you see in my Mario game, it'll be treated as if you did, but I'm just saying. The moat in the Minecraft game is treated as if you did not drain the water. So, that's the way I wanted to deal with it. Some of the ways I end sentences might be a little nonsensical or off. That's because I'm thinking more about what I'm doing than what I am saying. So, at those times anyway. And sometimes I may not be doing much because I'm thinking more about what I'm saying than what I'm doing. So anyway, it works both ways. So here's the door that leads out into the moat. Now here's one of the first anomalies you might learn in the game when you're outside the castle, and that is the door in Super Mario 64, right here, that I just went through, goes out of the castle at the bottom of this pillar, or at the bottom of this tower, at a 45-degree angle. And that is not possible, because the inside of the castle is at a 90-degree angle, so you'd actually be coming out at this angle, not at the 45-degree angle over there. So that's where the door ends up. It's not just because the castle's bigger in Minecraft, it's also because it comes out at a completely different angle. So yeah, they didn't make any sense of that in the game. So now let's go back in. I did make the door so that it looks like the door in the game though, so I'm proud of that. So that's why this protrusion here is here also, and that's not official. So, fly. Alright. So, here we go down, and we're going to go back into this part. And we're going to go down the long jump trick glass. It's a long jump trick glass because you can cheat to long jump up it if you're careful. So yeah. And get to that place earlier than you should be able to. So, I prefer, by the way, I prefer Super Mario Galaxy over this game. I like the atmosphere and the pacing of the story. Whereas I have friends who complain about Super Mario Galaxy or can't get into it because, unlike, it's not like Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine. It's slower. It has less buttons. There's no punch and kick. And I've had friends who complained that they didn't like Super Mario Galaxy because there was no punch and kick, there was only the spinning attack, and because they felt it was too slow. I disagree. I find Super Mario 64 too slippery, and the extra punch and kick controls, I guess, and other moves are cool, but they're not necessary. So, there's no reason to dislike the game over that. But Super Mario Galaxy has better controls, even if it's a little slower, and it has better pacing, and better story, and better atmosphere to me. Actually, the atmosphere in Super Mario 64 is still really good, though. So, but I prefer the more emotional atmosphere of Super Mario Galaxy. So, these spiral stairs were actually really difficult for me to make, because I had to make them 4-way symmetrical, and that's not possible in Minecraft, because these stairs can't go halfway down, so I can't do it perfectly. I had to get out Microsoft Paint to figure this out, but basically I made as close to 4-way symmetrical stairs as I could, and I made it so that there were no blocks here that were 2 half slabs tall, so you wouldn't be stopped by a block when you were trying to go up the stairs no matter where you were. So it was a completely smooth experience. That was not easy. That was not easy for me to figure out. So yeah. And then we are in the upstairs, and we're reaching toward the end of our tour of the inside of the castle. So yeah, this is what we have here, and we have our upstairs, and we are going to skip one of these rooms, and I will tell you why in a minute. But we're only going to skip one of the rooms temporarily. So anyway, let's go into the Tiny Huge Island room. So this is the Tiny Huge Island room, and here's the small, the medium, and the large. Small one, the medium, and the large one. I had to long jump to measure the distance, and I am super duper proud of this painting. I love it. So we're gonna go up here. Oops. Alright. Now, assuming Mario is 1.5 Minecraft blocks high, which he is, about that, this painting is actually around the same size in Minecraft as it is in the game, which is actually really cool. So if I compare myself, by the way, I'm Garnet. Hello. So if I compare it, you'll see that it's pretty much the same size. And I didn't think I'd be able to make a great Goomba painting that actually looked like Goombas and you would immediately recognize it and looked clean. But I did, and it took me some work to figure out, but I did do it, so I'm very happy about it. So we are not going to go into the mirror room, the Snowman Land room, just yet. And this is a spoiler, and the reason being, well, you're gonna see. So, up the stairs here, up the stairs in the game. I would long jump more, but I mapped my long jump button wrong. I'm using a PS3 controller, by the way. Connected to my PC for this. So, here is the clock tower room, the clock room. And this is, I think, one of my better rooms. Every star in Mario 64 is on the walls in Minecraft. The bright ones are the gold, the light ones are the sponge. Every hill is here, and its approximate width and height is here. Every single one of them. It took me some long jumping to measure how far away this should be. I'm very proud of it. There's a few things in my castle that aren't in the game, and that's stuff like this. That's so you can actually jump up here and get into those areas. But sadly, I'm unable to jump up here. I could find a way to fix that, but I can't think of a good one within a good amount of time, and maybe some other day I or somebody else will figure that one out. So let's not go into a level. Alright. So yeah, I am very proud of this. So all of these rooms are here. So now, finally, let's go into Final Bowser. So I wanted to give people blindness when they were trying to go up the stairs in order to make it look like it does in the game. But if you do that, and people don't have the right GPU or don't have a GPU or something, it could turn the infinite night vision into a complete black screen. Which, by the way, it does do that for me. So let's go up these stairs. Take a look at that. Infinite stairs. It will not let me through. And the reason being is, well, I didn't get all the power stars. And I don't mean that literally, I just mean that figuratively, because that's how it works in the game. So in order to get the last power star, I have to go into the last optional, out-of-the-way room where you would get a power star. And that would be the mirror room. So we will do. Wait, that's come on, I know this. I know this castle. I may not know the game as well as I should, but I know this castle. Alright, here we go. So let's compare. I should have moved Mario to compare, but I made an assumption that I didn't have to move Mario for some reason. Because I just gonna come back, but I forgot. Alright, down we go. So mirror room. Obviously I cannot duplicate Mario, because that's just an illusion made of glass blocks. But I can make the secret painting that is not mirrored, as you can see. As far as everything else goes, well, it's all here. I'm talking very quiet, I apologize for that. I should probably up the minimal volume on my recording in the future, so I'm sorry if I get too quiet. Alright, so now that I've been in all of the rooms, I can go into the Final Bowser room. So let's do. And now, I am up. Ta-da! Alright, so, let me see here. Let's reset. Sorry about this being a little slow for a YouTube video, but I mean, if it were Twitch, you'd kind of expect this kind of relaxing slowness. Anyway, moving on. So now we're outside in the game. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to put my controller down, and we are going to let me back in the game. Break a block through the floor and go through. Let me in. Alright. Now let's take a look at the inside. This is what the inside of the castle looks like. There's the garden, there's Hazy Maze Cave, there's the moat tunnel that leads to the outside of the castle, there's the Final Bowser. This is, can you see why I had to make the castle this big? There's the upstairs, there's the tiny huge island room. Everything is here and beautiful. Room, basement areas. Alright, so with that done, let's take a look at the outside and we will be done with this video. Let me know. Alright. So I should still have night vision. Alright, that's good. So you spawn inside the warp pipe and there's a ladder up there, so that won't kill you in survival. There's no cannon here, though we did want to make a working cannon. The ground down here is even textured. Like if you look here, as I come closer because it's night so it's hard to see, that even this stuff all the way down is textured. So details that most people probably wouldn't put the effort into, I'd still put the effort into. So let's talk about a few of the flaws, at least on the outside. A few of the flaws. The towers aren't perfectly shaped. The shaping is a little off on the outside of the castle, but I did my best. If you really study the patterns on the cones, they are bad. But you generally won't be able to see the flaws. If you look at the castle in Super Mario 64, they use a 7-sided polygon for the tower, but the sides are straight out. It is not actually a perfect 7-sided polygon. It's it's a slightly misshaped 7-sided polygon. The back of the castle here, I had a problem that I still don't know what I did wrong. I used to have it so that it cut off here, and that made sense. And then there was the walls here, but there was no angle in the back. So apparently I mismeasured the width that this is supposed to be in the back. So I actually did make a mismeasurement. If you look over here, at the top cone's a little lopsided, and I really don't want to put the effort into trying to fix it right now. So I made the block here, but a lot of people ask me why I didn't make Yoshi, and the reason being is I don't want to make alive creatures. I don't want to make creatures that are alive out of blocks. The top of the castle goes all the way to the top of the world. The bottom of the castle goes to the bottom of the world. There weren't quite enough blocks height-wise to fit the whole bottom of the moat, or even the entire height of the steeple, but I did do my best. All the trees are here, the pond is here. This world is plopped down into a normal world so you can play normal survival or adventure Minecraft or whatever. Everything else here that looks a little off because it's polygonal or the shapes aren't completely right, you can pretty much see. But I did do my best, and the last thing we'll do is we'll let the sun rise up over the castle, because that's what it will do. If you're facing the castle, the sun will rise up over it. I'm trying to think of anything else I might have messed up. Not too many things. It took me a super duper long time to fill in all these mountains with dirt and rock, and then to make it so that it looks almost okay if you plop it down into a normal world. You're not plopping a big brick down into it. Not completely anyway. So there we go, the Super Mario 64 castle. The sun is coming up awfully slowly, so I didn't time this the best. But you can download below this video, probably, wherever it's uploaded. And you can download it both in normal worlds, or you can download it in a super flat world, or you can download in schematics. If all those download options aren't there, it's because I haven't finished them. I apologize for that. But they should be finished when I upload this video to YouTube. I will be working on the entire world of Link's Awakening, DX, for the Game Boy Color. I cannot guarantee I will finish it. It will be a lot of work and hard to do. I'm surprised I was able to finish this Peach's Castle. I guess that would be the end of this video. With that said, I'm done. Alright, well thank you, and I hope you appreciate the castle. I hope you have a lot of fun, survival, adventure, or just creative fun with your friends in this castle. Download it. Thank you, and have a good day.